Merry Christmas Eve, everyone! I've got a really quick story for you. I didn't practice telling this at all, so I don't know how exactly this is gonna come out, and I've got to put something in the oven really soon, so I'm just gonna go for it. I was in the library yesterday, and I was sitting in a rocking chair, and I was watching the orange sun sinking behind the bare tangled branches and shining on the shingles of a barn in this beautiful kind of like golden brown sheen, kind of like a horse's flank. And I was in a gloomy mood, to be honest. You know, I feel like sometimes there are some things in life we can't power through or positive think our way through or under or weaving between, and that's all right. So my inner self was just kind of bobbing back and forth between contentment and sadness, and yeah, so that sets the stage, at least. That's where I was. But as I was sitting there, out of nowhere, I heard this older woman's voice say, oh, and this was 10 minutes to closing time, say, oh, I fell asleep among the books downstairs because I had had a migraine. And I felt concerned because I knew what that was like. And I went to her and said, are you okay to drive home? Like, do you need help getting home? And she said, oh, no, I'm good at this point. But what you can help me is, can you please help me find a DVD? It's by, I forget the author's name, but the TV series is called The #1 Ladies Detective Agency. So I don't know if it's under the author's name or the movie title. I couldn't find it, but the librarian came by, found it. I was going, you know, I said goodbye and Merry Christmas. I was going out to my car, and I decided to sit in the gazebo and just kind of like watch the rest of the sunset for a little bit. And it just so happened that while I was going to actually leave, cross paths with this older woman again. 82-year-old woman, really choppy, kind of white blue hair, German accent. And as we were crossing paths, I said, oh, I hope you found the DVD you wanted. And she said, yes, I did. You know, I just really need something cheerful to watch this Christmas because I've been writing a memoir, and I don't need to go into that space. I need something cheery. I don't know why, but memoirs always seem to drag people down or be kind of, they can be kind of tricky to write sometimes. And so I got that, and I said to her, oh, yeah, I totally understand. I'm writing a book too. And yeah, sometimes you just need to push it aside for a bit and watch something really joyful. And she's like, you're writing a book too? And I said, yeah, we chatted a bit. And then when I was kind of like we were about to leave, she just looked at me point blank and said, so who are you? And I laughed and said, oh, I live up the street. I've been living here for about a year. I want to show you the tree too. Isn't that gorgeous? And she said, well, would you like to continue this conversation over hot chocolate? So we went across the street to Rosie's, and it was so fun. It was kind of like, oh my gosh, these are the magical moments that I love about life, that, you know, you can just in one moment be kind of so insular and in your own little world and thoughts, and then the next moment you can be sharing your life story and hearing someone else's life story over hot cocoa. And she was so cute because she, as we were ordering, she looked at me and she was like, and we're getting this with whipped cream, right? I said, of course we are. And then we got oatmeal raisin cookies too. And anyway, it turns out that her story is about living in Austria as a child. She's German, but living in Austria as a child during the war. And then about her husband's experiences during the war as well. He was American, actually, and, you know, was on the beaches of Normandy, Battle of the Bulge, really, really fascinating stuff. She didn't really want to talk about, oh shoot, do I have... You know what? I'm just going to keep going anyway, because I was going for like a 1940s sort of lipsticky look. And it's funny, like, total transparency moment. When I put on lipstick, it makes me notice my palsy more. So I'm trying to, it's good for me to actually put it on and be like, it's okay, it doesn't matter. But apparently I just got some on my teeth, so I'm not very good at makeup. Like, I think I go at it like an artist, thinking, oh, I layered 3 colors with this, and that just isn't how it works, I don't think. Like, it ends up looking just flaky, and it's not like an oil painting, apparently. Anyway, back to the story. Where was I even with the story? Oh, I also asked, I asked the guy there, Rosie's husband, if Stephen King was in lately, and so that was a fun conversation. He said his wife Rosie and that place was actually in one of the stories too. I can't remember the name though, what Stephen King named Rosie. It was Rose something. Oh, I don't remember. And the cafe was Rosebriar Patch, something like that. But yeah, anyway, so this woman was just incredible. She had, let's see, she had her undergrad at Brown, her master's at Harvard, and her PhD at Columbia, and she worked her whole way through, and she was just telling me story after story, and I identified with a lot that she was telling me, just kind of how she had to raise her younger siblings when she was 14, and I was that exact same age, if you know my story with my little baby Michael, and yeah, it's just really cool. You know, I don't think she didn't want to she went into a little bit of the horrors of what she saw. She talked about, you know, being on a ferry and a bomb dropping right next to her and people being maimed and blinded and, but she kept, I didn't want to, even though I was really, you know, fascinated by her experiences, not of course the morbid ones, but just, you know, her experiences. She didn't want to go there. I think she wanted more holiday cheer. So we talked more about how wonderful it was for her to finally, she had just printed her book out. Her friend helped her do it. And she's like, it's this thick. And she was just so proud and happy of that. But I knew what she meant too about it was just hard to, she needed to put that aside for a bit. And I just, I almost wanted to like put my hand over her hand, and I wish I did, but I didn't. And I just said to her, you know, thank you so much for sharing your stories, because people need to, you know, we need to hear this stuff. Like we need to, it's really important to just have these recordings. And I told her she was really brave to put that out there and put that down into words, because trauma is very difficult to write about. And so I was glad we were able to share that moment and, you know, just share life over a cup of frothy whipped cream cocoa in our local corner grocery store or restaurant. So anyway, that's really it, but it cheered me up, and it, I hope it brought a little bit of holiday cheer to her. I know it did to me. And yeah, that's really it. It's just, people are really cool. And oh, I'm running out of, oh, it's flashing at me. I'm running out of seconds. All right, I'm sending love and peace and holiday cheer and a beautiful Happy New Year to you all. And happy holidays, whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. Yuletide, Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Love you all. Bye.